everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakula, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned. What's up, y'all? It's Tupac.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Mason Jackson. It's your boy, it's Baby Jazz.
Hey, this is Justin Bieber. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, what's up? This is 50 Cent. This is your boy, Flo Rida.
Elegbete TV Radio. Modifying broadcasting.
No, sir.
You're listening to Elegbete TV and Radio.
All right, good morning. Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthew. So you love to come in the Elegbete One of Sports. Let's have the ground running. Let's have some fun. It's Friday, and you know how Friday is done on the show. We take it everywhere. We go beyond sports. We talk about everything, ask questions, give suggestions, give advice, talk about any and everything. Thanks to Usas, Osarime Usakindua, and the lovely Frank. Frank was looking smashing and dashing. I don't know if he's planning to go, do some stuff. The guy's looking really top to bottom. It was bespoke. It was prime and proper, well put. He probably was putting his best foot forward. What I meant is, it's looking good, and looking good is great. Okay? They had a great show. I enjoyed the show from when I was listening at home till I got into the studio, talking about love. How many times you fall in love? How many hearts you broken? How to fall in love? How to be loved? What love is and what love is not? Okay, and it was nice. Thank you very much to San Frank. Great one for the TGIF show. Love you guys so much. Great team that I have, because most times I'm like, okay, if I don't have this team, all these dream, all these purpose, all these things that I think I'm going to do, how would I have been able to do it? And I'll say a special shout out to my friend and my brother, wonderful guy. When you have people in your life that you can call on at any given time and they will stop the world to be available for you, you need to be grateful to them. And one of such person is Pastor Abiodun Olopade, or you popularly known as MC Abe. Fantastic guy. Showed up on Wednesday for my students at EcoBeat and inspired them, taught them on finding purpose, and great lecture there. I actually learned a whole lot from that moment, giving the example of MK Abiola and all that stuff. It was nice. It was nice having MC Abe or Pastor Abiodun Olopade in the building with my team. It was a wonderful experience. It was a teachable moment, and we learned a whole lot. God bless you, and thanks to the students at the EcoBeat as well for being a wonderful sport. They were wonderful. Let's come back to sports. We can't never forget sports. Okay, Chelsea fans yesterday were angry that I turned the whole morning show to Chelsea. That's all I can tell you guys. You guys should win the return leg. If not, you will know that I've not even done anything. I'm just revving up. I'm just revving up, like Al Pacino said in the movie Scarface. Do you guys still watch foreign? I'm going to stay on this a bit. You guys still watch foreign movies? I know that it is great that Nigerian movies are in the cinemas now. Nigerian movies are all over Netflix and series but you guys really still watch foreign movies that keep you on your feet? So this morning I'm going to ask, if you're going to be in the comment section, please name 5 of your top foreign actors and actresses, and talk to me about some of the movies that they've done. And I will talk in sports, and I'm going to be giving you in between sports news and all that. I'll also come to music, but I just want to know, do you guys still watch Hollywood movies, like gripping Hollywood movies like Devil's Advocate, Scent of a Woman, and Any Given Sunday, and Jerry Maguire? These movies we grew up on, comedies like My Cousin Vinny. Oh damn. Mr. Tip Tip. The score 1, 2, and 3, if I'm not mistaken. You know, do you guys still watch those movies? It's not just Avengers, DC Comics, DC Legend, or what you guys call it, Avengers, Marvel. What's the name again? All of those, DC and Marvel, and then the Fast and the Furious. Maybe it's the only ones that you guys watch. Okay, disappointing yesterday. Atlanta RB Leipzig produced good, but didn't produce over 2.5. So disappointing. Sorry to those who bet on it and lost. But congrats to those who bet on both teams to score and won. It was 1-1. It ended. Braga braggadociously won by a goal to nil over Rangers. I think they kept the game at the barest minimum. That's what I'll call it. Rangers kept the game at the barest minimum, meaning that if they act together, if they do well, they might get something. Let's not forget that in the 26th minute of that game, Braga had a good disallowed. So not all bad. Okay. Joe Aribo came in for Rangers for Jack Ryan in the 62nd minute. Let's not forget that Guillem Balague was also substituted out for Barisic in the 62nd minute as well. So you practically have the troop. And by the troop, I mean the Nigerian troop, ably represented to play for 1 hour in a game for your club is good one. Kalvin Phillips played for 90 minutes. Joe Aribo came on for Jack, and so practically the 3 Nigerians in that team had a good time. Losing 1-0, well, I don't know how the second leg will be, but the game is delicately poised. It means that anybody can still nip that one and take it home. Even with 1 man down, Barcelona and Eintracht Frankfurt, it ended 1-1. I was hoping against maybe I was hoping for too much or expecting too much. Sorry to Gerard Piqué. I think it was injured because in the 23rd minute it was removed in that game. I was hoping that Barcelona would go on their scoring spree, but that didn't happen. Frankie de Jong assisted Ferran Torres for the equalizer in the 66th minute after Eintracht Frankfurt had taken the lead in the 48th minute through Nav. Okay, so let's see how the return leg at the Nou Camp turns out to be. It does look to me like a game that Barcelona can win. These days we don't look lineup and we're looking for a certain Lionel Messi. Rather, look at the lineup and the first name you want to see are 2 names, Pedri and Gavi, and then remind you of Iniesta and Xavi back in the day. But then omnipresent, ancient of days, forever player is still in the squad. Sergio Busquets is still there. Any exit, Gerard Piqué is still there. Ter Stegen, Dani Garcia, Jordi Alba, Arroyo is still in the squad. Adama Traore, even though he was substituted, is still in the squad. Aubameyang played for 90 minutes, and Ferran Torres played for 90 minutes, scoring the only goal of this game with his language size. You would think that this guy cannot play as a striker for some top teams, but they're not Barcelona. It's not about size, but it's about talent, it's about skills, it's about technique, it's about your ability to meet up. West Ham also, with 1 man down, were able to hold their own at home after Cresswell picked up a red card in the game. So that's one of those things that happen in football that you just don't give up. Even though when you are down, you don't give up. It's football. Football always gives you the opportunity to be the best. And West Ham, even with 1 man down, went on to score first through Bowen, and then 1 man who knows West Ham very well, who's been in the shindig with West Ham, who played so many London derby against West Ham, who understand West Ham, was the one who came and told his teammates from France that, look, guys, I know I have the key, I know what to do, and I can take them down. It was Tongai Ndombele. Yeah, it was the guy who equalized and changed the tide of this game. So West Ham will be looking at this game and saying, we'll be going away and be getting a result. We'll probably will get a result in France. But then Lyon is a very, very difficult proposition to to get. The league that nobody wants to play, but the one that he created to cover up for the breakaway Super League. But this one is the poor man version. Okay, the poor people version of the Super League that was created by UEFA. UEFA don't want the clubs to create their own Super League, so they created their own, and they call it the Conference League, but there's no conference in this one. It doesn't have the Conference League that doesn't have a circumference. Okay, Feyenoord played the 3-3 draw with Slava Prague, and there is a whole lot of Nigerian interest in this game. Yeah. So let me push it so you see what I'm saying. On the Feyenoord side, it was business as usual. Dutch players lining up. Let me go to the squad list before I come with what I was going to say. So you have Olayinka, Colin Saw, former 36 Lions player, former Chaparral player, former Port boy, was Victor Ezeji, and quite a host of others were involved in transferring him to 36 Lions, and 36 Lions transferred him to Europe, and that. So he scored. Peter Olayinka, who was at AFCON but wasn't invited for the World Cup qualifiers, also scored, and then Traore scored. But then for Feyenoord, it was again Senesi, Koku, and Sinistera who scored for them, and Nigerian players are finding the goal every minute. Siridesas came in for Linsens in the second half of that game, but he didn't score, but the game ended 3-3. No Victor, no Vanquish. They leave to fight another day in the Conference League. So that's what you have on that one. And still in the Conference League, it was Bodo Glimt, who once again proved to Jose Mourinho that your 10 games unbeaten run, your good form and all that changes nothing. Last time I was 6-1, this time it's 2-1. Can Roma go back home and turn the tide? I really don't know. Yeah, it was 0-0 between Leicester and PSV Eindhoven. Okay, so Leicester couldn't score at home. Very, very difficult, very hard. Marseille, even with one man down, were able to win 2-1 over PAOK of Greece. So let's see how that goes as we go forward. It is football. Football, throw up all sort of results. Back in the day, you think that if a team gets a red card, it means that they will not win, but it doesn't always happen. Remember, Italy got a red card and still defeated Nigeria at the World Cup in 1994, and we've seen that happen. But we've also seen some teams, once they concede a red card, it means that the whole machine, the whole setup of that team is crumbling like a house built of cards or a house built of sand alone, and everything is falling apart. I asked the question: who are the past name your top 5 actors from Hollywood actors that have really inspired you with their acting and all that. Oh God, somebody's here. I return to the idea on YouTube. And then Beyond the Suits. I like that name. Beyond the Suits. I'd like to know what inspired that name anyway. Beyond the Suit, the bad guy beyond this whole looking good, eh? I don't know, but you can tell me. Jim Caviezel. Now this guy, remember, is the guy that did the Passion of the Christ, but this is not me. I mean, this is Easter period. This is not me rubbishing the Passion of the Christ, but I think that the best movie is the Count of Monte Cristo. I present to you the Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, blood of God! You need to see that movie. That movie is like Return to Alcatraz, or what's that movie where you have my favorite actor back in the day, Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, where they went to no, it's not Con Air, it's not Face Off. Face Off is with Travolta. Con Air is the oh Lord have mercy. Oh, I don't know. I'm losing it. I know I'm losing it. Jim Caviezel, Count of Monte Cristo, Passion of the Christ. Heath Ledger, yeah, The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger, why did guys just go and take overdose? This guy like my kind of movie. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 2, Samuel L. Jackson, Coach Carter. I could watch Coach Carter over and over and over and over and over. And finally, he named the movie that I was trying to remember, The Rock. Welcome to The Rock. I thought you left. I didn't want your daughter to grow up without a father. You ever seen movies? You see movies with lines. You see, in our job as an analyst, you have to like take lines from everywhere, from books, from preaching, from music, from movies, everywhere to make up your analysis. Man, it was great. And some of the actors that have used their lines the most in my analysis had to be Al Pacino, Tony Montana, Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, Will Smith. Hold on. I'm having fun. It's Friday. So if you guys have a question you want to throw up, you know how to do it. The number to send the message to on WhatsApp is 07025000069. And then you can also call in on that same number, 07025000069. And you can drop me a message on Instagram. You can drop a message on Facebook. You can also drop a message on what do we call it now, on YouTube. Okay, let's have some fun. It's Friday. Friday up. You guys shouldn't be so all tied up and locked up and acting like, oh, your mommy will beat you if you get if you get in the play spot with me. Okay, talk about some of the movies that you guys watched back in the day that inspired you. Movies. I'm not talking of Nigerian movies. I'm talking Hollywood movies. I'm not talking Bollywood. Bollywood is going to take a whole lot of back, going back to the days of Tufan, Dramedra, Govinda, Mad, Disco Dancer, all those stuff. I'm not going that way right now. Let's stay with Hollywood, and you can take us as far back as you want, like Victor Mallory just did. These are the actors I enjoyed in those days. One, Clint Eastwood. If you want to shoot. Don't talk. Yeah, Alien Trespass. 2, Sylvester Stallone. My name is John Rambo, and I'm here to save you. Sylvester Stallone, Cobra. 3, Al Pacino, The Recruit. Yes, we are here to save the world. Steven Seagal, I don't like Steven Seagal one bit. So I grew up loving Steven Seagal. Let's be very honest. And in Warri, we used to call him Ogborubeku. Ogborubeku means somebody that breaks bones. Okay, but as I grow and I begin to look at movie from a very, very analytical point of view, when it doesn't talk that much, it doesn't give me lines to grow with. That's one first off. That's like the annoying part. There's nothing I can take off him, like, oh, this is the thing that I get from him. There's nothing. So that makes me hate to watch his movie. And then secondly, the fact that Steven Seagal can fight 1 million people, and if his button will not even go off, his white shirt, he can be wearing a navy white outfit or a chef white outfit, and he would not even get his stain. What is wrong with you, Steven Seagal? What's the problem? Okay, but on that side, it was a very beautiful movie anyway. Eddie Murphy, I mean, there is so much you can talk about Eddie Murphy, and one of the things you can never do about Eddie Murphy is to fault him in any way. You can't fault Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is like Alibaba, is a door opener for a lot of people. Samuel Jackson will not be Samuel Jackson if Eddie Murphy didn't call him in 1986 to be part of America. Anybody move, part of coming to America. Anybody move, I blow the motherfucker head off. And the rest, as I say, New Jack City, the Juice. It wasn't the Juice. Was Samuel Jackson the Juice? So it was New Jack City, I guess. And then one of that thing like that. And the rest, as I say, is history. Became one of the highest grossing actors in the world, all thanks to Eddie Murphy. Wonderful guy. But my favorite Eddie Murphy, and I love a lot of Eddie Murphy movies, but my favorite Eddie Murphy movie would have to be the Doolittles. Okay, Dr. Doolittle's from one. Like I fell in love with that movie because I've always been fascinated about animals. Like since I was growing up, I used to train chickens. I used to have dogs. So if my email address is Essie Brandy, right? My first email address is Essie Brandy. The Brandy is my dog. My name is Essie, and then Brandy is my dog. So I've always loved dogs, and I've always felt like the dogs are talking to us, but we are the ones who are not listening because they hear us. And if you've ever trained a dog, you know that dogs understand every language, right? So I've always felt like these dogs are talking to us, they're saying something to us, but we're not listening. We're not as advanced as the animals are. Humans are not as advanced as the animals are because they didn't even need science to understand us. They didn't need any special aid, anything. And then, I grew up and I found out that some dogs are deaf. It's crazy. It's crazy how you realize that, so some dogs are deaf. And you'll be shouting on this dog and they don't respond. And you're like, you don't realize. And I think Trevor Noah made a comedy about his deaf dog, while he was growing up, and it all came together. It all made sense why some dogs are different, and you've been wondering why is my dog doing like this, and it's not doing like those other people's dog. Have you ever had a dog where you think your dog should be behaving like other people's dog? That happens sometimes. Beyond the Suit said Eddie Murphy, Mr. Church. Okay, I don't think I've seen that one. Is there really any Eddie Murphy movie that I've not seen? That's strange. Oluwa Direction me is say hello. It's not ETV and radio, no. It's elevated TV and radio. ETV is Edo Television. No. That's not. Al Jazeera is Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is not ETV. So please, the name of this channel is Elevated TV and radio. If you don't feel parental like that, just ignore. Please talk about Everton and Lampard. I'm going there. Believe me, I'm going there. Their next 5 games, Nadai. Nigerian Premier League this weekend, etc. Beyond the Street to see Johnny D, Pirates of the Caribbean. This will be the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. Like, these lines just come. Have you ever watched a movie, and when you're done watching the movie, you go out there and you start remaking the lines. When I was growing up, I used to think that I would be in the movies. And now oh God. Now I got people who call me that, they want me to play a role in their movie, maybe a cameo in their series, and I was like, I don't have time for it. But I used to think I was going to that's one career path that I was going to follow. I was going to be in the movie. Like, that's where I want to be in. I like movie, I like the big screen. I've always been a television person. Like, I've always wanted to see myself on the screen, stand in front of the mirror and be doing mimicking and be doing all these foolish things that people do. But nice, right? Even in the bathroom, I was like, hey, you, that move. Killer. Remember Sharifat? Killer, that movie. Like, I watched that movie that I could say every word, every lines, everything. I could tell you everything. I could even hum the soundtrack. Everything about that movie was in my head at what time of my life. Angelina Jolie, The Tourist, man, that movie twisted my head. I think it was acted in Venice also. Yes, Tourist and Salt, 2 movies that Julie is my girl. I used to crush on Julie a lot. I mean, there's a whole lot of women in the movie industry that I used to. Sam Didi Sakaba, if I slap you, and then there was my lecturer in school. Like, okay, was a lecturer in my school, but not like my lecturer directly. I was in theater, but it was a guy that I loved so much, and he used to be a very, very nice guy. Okay, so let me see. Mr. Paulo B is in the neighborhood. Oh God, somebody's going to talk this whole thing. I don't know that. Once I saw Mr. Paulo B, I don't know that it's going to go from Hollywood to Nollywood very fast. It's going to go from 100 to 0 very fast. Okay, so let me read. Since you sent it in. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Idiafi. Please forgive me because I want to break the rules this morning. But remember that today is Funny Friday. Yes, today is Funny Friday. Anything goes. Okay. My best 5 actors: Osofia, Sam Loko, Patience Uzokwo, Kanayo, and Aki and Popo. Mr. Idiafi, did you see how well my FC Barcelona played their own Champions League yesterday? Not really their own Champions League. Well, it was a draw, yeah, but they played well anyway. They played well. So let's give it to them. Let's not come and spoil it. Ogufaya Maria is a Keke Palmer in Aquila and the Bee. Like, I watched that movie. I watched that Aquila and the Bee. So first off, I enjoyed the movie the first time. Then I watched it for educational purpose. Because some of the words that they were spelling, like Lawrence Fishburne look like my stepdad. He always look like Lawrence Fishburne. If you look at Lawrence Fishburne, then you'll see my stepdad. Same height, same size, just that my stepdad is fairer in complexion. But then they're the same kind of people. They don't smile. So even if you do the best thing in this, my stepdad don't smile. Like, you can't catch him smiling. Like, smiling is for weak people. Laughing is for lazy, foolish people. That's my stepdad for you. And Lawrence Fishburne, every time I watch that movie, that's my household. That's the way I grew up. That watching that movie and getting her to spell those words. Damn. like, okay, it's a movie, it's a script, I know, but you know, I don't look a movie like that. Sometimes I play the real thing, like, okay, this could be real life, this could be happening. The discrimination between class and the children not even knowing the difference between these, and the place where she was spelling and her sister, the dysfunction of her family even came into our brightest moment, and the child was crying. I said, get that baby out! It's so nice, man. It's Friday. Let's have some fun. Let's loosen up a bit because we're going into the weekend. But Kika Pama was really one good girl. I thought she was going to go up and blow into one great movie star, but there's still time anyway. I mean, that's also the same way I had so much hope for Megan Good. Maybe because I was crushing on Megan Good with that old type leap. Oh God, that girl is beautiful. Yeah. Let's not talk about those ones. Now the next phase that I'm gonna go to. Let's talk about actresses and actors that you guys crushed on growing up. So I'm gonna say my own because I mean I didn't see them in movies. But let me tell you, people that I crushed on when I was growing up. God. I was crushing on Jennifer Lopez like every single day. I don't know if I still crush on her right now, but I was crushing on Jennifer Lopez like every single day. Salma Hayek, I don't care whether she's short. I mean, I might at all. And then Eva Longoria, Eva Mendes. Till tomorrow, I'm still crushing on Gabrielle Union. I don't know. Someone that I was watching LA's Finest, season 1, and then season 2 now. I was watching LA Finest, and you know how Gabrielle Union always seduces everybody on the screen, right? And so I was watching LA's Finest, and I just was lounging in my chair, and I was like, damn, this girl is fine. And my daughter was behind me. I didn't know. Like, that's caught in the act. And she just walked up to me and she did like this to me. Hey, daddy, saw you. I was like, what do you mean? Because I didn't know what she was saying, actually. I didn't get it at first. And I was like, what do you mean? What did you say? He said, oh, your wife is out there and you're saying another girl is fine. I said, damn. I said, but so I wanted to change the topic. I wanted to play the adult game on my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter. I said, but you're fine. He said, no, that's different. I'm your daughter. I'm supposed to be fine. Right? But you're not supposed to be saying that. But then isn't Gabrielle Union fine? She's fine. She's sexy. Like, she can make a dead man come back to life. Come on. She's a miracle. She's a real healing miracle. Healing school. She's a real healing school. She's the balm of Gilead. Wow. Okay, I know church folks are watching this now will turn it into something else. Like yesterday I said that Pedro was God. And God, the God bodyguard, they wanted to fight me on social media. Well, Wale Muse, say bros Elegbete, you know they follow your boy Osimhen talk true talk. I'm one of his biggest fan, but I don't tolerate disrespect of others. Shut up. Sometimes silence is good. Silence is not good in anywhere. Now lie. Silence has never been good in. Anybody who said silence is good in is a lazy person. The person who invented that theory is lazy. The truth is, Victor Osimhen, you guys expect things from him that he shouldn't do. You in your family, do you have a 23-year-old that you put this much pressure on? This boy didn't go. Let's talk about Victor Osimhen a bit, because you think, oh, now you're accusing me that I don't talk to him because you're in your mind, you think you do. We spent over 2 hours chatting yesterday, me and Victor Osimhen, talking about all of these things that are happening. And the boy gave me his word that, look, I'm not going to answer anybody again. But see, listen, don't accuse people when you don't know fact, because that becomes disrespectful. And if you be senior, even Bible says, parents, do not provoke your children into wrath. That's your own children when you're born. Do not talk of another man's children. So don't bring disrespect. This respect talk is the thing that I hate the most in Nigeria. When people want to oppress their junior, they now use the blanket of respect. No, if you're a senior, respect yourself too. If you don't want people talking back to you, respect yourself. Put yourself in a place where you'll not be disrespected. So because respect is reciprocal. There's never been a time when they say respect is about age. So keep that seniority in the gutter and treat respect the way it should be. First off, Victor Osimhen is a striker. This boy didn't go to the African Cup of Nations. Had a very terrible injury that nearly ended his career. If you go touch his eye, there is 18 screw in his face. He's dealing with a whole lot. This boy lost his mom. I'm not making an excuse for him, but I'm trying to put you in his shoe. Lost his mom pretty early. Just at about the time where his son was about to set and shine and his family was about to enjoy. The very father that has been with him all through, when he was a conductor, when he was, running the street, doing all sort of things, died in 2020. COVID killed his father. And he's had the same COVID like 4 times since COVID came. You know what it means to be hit by the same thing that killed your father. You think that every next minute you're going to die. And then when it was the time for the Nations Cup, he didn't go because he had that injury. And then he came for the World Cup qualifiers. We didn't qualify. This guy is brooding. He's dealing with his own issues. First off, he saw the same Nigeria, hordes of fans, victimize Marca Okoye and made him a scapegoat because we got exited from the Nations Cup. You think this guy should just keep quiet and keep silent? No. Silence is acceptance. It's not. Silence is never good in. If somebody comes now and say I'm a rapist and I keep quiet, then I am a rapist. Silence is actually acceptance. You don't accept rubbish from people because they're your senior. If people say rubbish about you, you should take it out on them. That's the belief I have. Even God, when he created the world, he said an eye for an eye. What are you saying? Is Victor wiser than God? So if you say things about people, learn how to understand that the third laws of motion says that to every action there's an equal or opposite reaction. What are we preaching here? Are we preaching something that is different from the reality of life? Even God said the soul that sinners shall die. If you do something, remember that somebody have the ability to respond to you. People can keep silent because you think you are elder, you're talking. The Victor Papa that we're talking about, and Victor Papa is my bros. Look, I got mad respect for him. We're very, very close. But Victor Papa that is saying this thing will not take that shit from anybody. Victor Papa is the guy that easily get angry. Have you forgotten the history of Victor Papa? Fight coaches, fight his teammate, do all sorts. What are you saying here? What goes around comes around. If you can't take the heat of the kitchen, don't get into the kitchen. If you stand up to criticize people, remember that people would respond back. When Ronnie criticized, he just said a word about Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo throw back at him, and then they throw back at each other. It's normal. Why is it that when it comes to Nigeria, we want to twist it, we want to bend it, we want to manipulate? And it is this manipulation that has put Nigeria where Nigeria is. We believe that children, young people should not say anything. When you do anything, we grow up with the shut up there, keep quiet, sit down there. How dare you say silence is golden? Golden, who made the gold? Is there a golden calf? So I mean, don't say that about people. People, you can't attack someone and then you also want to determine how they will react. It is wrong. Don't flog the person and then tell the person how to cry or how not to cry. The person that is hurt the most for not going to the World Cup is the same guy you're attacking, and you say you shouldn't respond. He would respond. If you respond, then you respond back, and then let's have some fun. But if you don't have the heart of taking criticism, don't criticize people. It's as simple as that. The people who don't want criticism are the ones who like to criticize people a lot. I don't take that. So don't tell me that I don't talk to him. I talk to him, but at the same time, I also make him understand that, guy, this world, nobody's got your back. If people take you out, take them out as well. Get your own sniper and shoot them in the head. It's as simple as that. That's my principle. If you're coming for me, I'm going to come for you. I'm never going to start a fight with you. That's how my mom raised me. I'm not going to be the one starting a fight with you. But if you throw a punch, bro, I'm coming with a bazooka. I'm coming with atomic bomb. I'm going to throw the Hail Mary on you. Hiroshima will happen. Hiroshima go happen. So anything what you see, take out. Who do any? I go see any. I'm a worried boy. That's how I was raised. So if probably where you come from, Wale Moose or Musa, you were trained to take shit from people because silence is good. Not be everybody. Your mama don't raise everybody. I'm sorry to say this to you. Your parents didn't raise everybody. If that's how you were raised, fine. It's working for you. But don't come and put that your laws on people because it doesn't work like that. People should be able to express how they feel when they come under attack. Defend yourself. It's the law of self-defense. Come and tell me the one thing. Beyond the sun, say if never had it coming, Jerry. Let those so-called legends go and sit down. Yes, they should be encouraging them instead of all these unconstructive criticism. The boy tried his best. Jerry, thank you very much. I personally love the new Barcelona project. I do love it too. Come on. I think for me, I expect them to evolve. I mean, Juan Laporta is a magician. I expect them to evolve, but I thought that the wheel of progress would be very slow. I mean, 1.8 billion euros or about 2 billion euros in debt, and then plus another extra 1 billion, which is about 3 billion, is no joke. Okay? But to be able to have that burden on one side of your shoulder, like Jesus carrying the cross of Calvary from Owerri to Calvary, and still be able to, keep the world in shape, is something amazing that they've done. And it also shows again that success is in the decision-making equation. Once you know how to make the right decisions, know how to make the right calls, and sometimes you're going to offend people in doing that, success will obviously come in. Barcelona was ninth when Xavi was invited to come take over this team. And I remember back then, everybody was talking about the fact that he's doing well with Al Ain in Qatar, but let's be very honest, what is Qatar League compared to the Spanish League? There's no pressure in Qatar. Qatar is just there, go and enjoy and make money. I think he won about 13 or 17 trophies. I don't know the real count now. Don't quote me on that one, but he won a lot of trophies with the club within a few 3 or 4 years. And everybody was like, oh, anybody can win. But then anybody's coaching the other teams that are not winning in Qatar, but people don't remember that. So when he came in, I was having this conversation with Kingsley Diallo, I think, and a group of guys, and I was saying, Xavi is the guy that will come turn the team around. And if Kerr's not taken, even though he doesn't have a Lionel Messi on his team, Xavi and Iniesta on his team, there's a potential that he might be a lot more successful than Pep Guardiola. There's a coach that will match or overtake Pep Guardiola in terms of success and winning spree. It has to be Xavi because of his hunger, his understanding of the game. And you've read and heard a lot of people who played with him talk about him the way he understands the game. And like I always say, that playing football is an art, but coaching is art and science combined, because you have to manage the actors and then you have to find a formula, a scientific formula that works for them, that manages their ego, that respects their personality, but also keep them in check, that makes them not to go over bloated. And in coaching, that's the most important thing to do, to make your players have that hunger to come again and again and again. I want to do it again. That's why I've got mad respect for Pep Guardiola. And people are like, well, it's about money. No, you can have all that money. Look, Mauricio Pochettino at Paris Saint-Germain. You can have all that money, all those superstars, everything, and you don't have the players. There's no cohesion. There's no, alignment. Pep Guardiola have a team that would lose in a major competition, and the next day again they are coming back in training, and then they are whipping people again. It's not easy. So in doing that, I think Xavi came in and assembled a squad. What he's done is, first, let's get the short-term solution, which I love. He's got the short-term solution. Let's fix this thing. People like Aubameyang, a short-term solution. People like anointing oil player, Adama Traore is a short-term solution. Quite a few other players like that are short-term solution, but they are quick fix, low-hanging fruit that will steady the ship. Next season, I just hope that they get their transfer rights again and then bring in the kind of players that will take the team to the position where they want to go. But Xavi, so far, I don't think he can do any wrong by me. And then if he goes on to end the season is second on the league table, and at the same time goes on to win the UEFA Europa Cup, it would already be an amazing and an outstanding success. Not like that's where Barcelona should be, but given the circumstances that he met the team, I think this would be one of the great things to do. Pressure Semenike 001, they said, this 1994 squad is overrated, Maoga. What did they win? Only Olympic gold. What if they have won the World Cup? Truly, I'm not going to rain in on their parade on the things that they won. I respect what they won because I know how, it made me and the rest of Nigeria feel. But I think they're overstretching their powers, okay? They're overstretching their powers because even amongst themselves, they hate each other. So why are they pretending like they love Nigeria? They don't love Nigeria. These guys were mercenaries. These guys were savages. These guys were people who were holding the nation hostage. Even when they lost matches, they were collecting match bonuses. Because we don't talk about it does not mean we don't know that these were the things that they did. So let's not sit here and then they start to play the ostrich, start to act like they are set. They have no right to talk about the things that happened. These were guys who were selecting matches. These were guys who would come for match, maybe a day to match. These were guys who told young players that it's only players that are not good that come early to camp. So we should always be very, very careful. Oh, thank you very much for watching from the Maldives. And I think I might have to visit the Maldives one of these days. For my friends who are watching from Anambra, I'm coming to Anambra on the 28th of this month, and I'm going to stay to 2nd of next month. And for those of you watching in Dubai, me, my producer, and Emmanuel Sebastian, we're coming to Dubai on the 5th of May, and we're going to stay maybe 10 or 15 days, depends on how much you really want to host us and keep us there, and how hot the city is. If it's too hot, Dubai is too hot, I'm going to leave. I don't want to be, I'm already black. I don't want to be bottom free. I don't want to be as black as this, my clothes. But, they keep saying, Abibi, come to Dubai. So I want to go back to Dubai again. I mean, I've been going to Dubai in the days of soccer race regularly, but I've not been to Dubai now since 2011. No, 2020, yeah, 2011. I was in Dubai 2012 now, 2012 March. Yeah. Since 2012, I've not been to Dubai. So I want to come back again to Dubai and say that's like exactly 10 years now. Hi. It's been a while. Okay. So let's go back again. I personally love the new Barcelona project, the extremely high release clause for players like Pedri and Gavi and Ansu Fati. However, what do you think is missing for this Barcelona project to be complete? I think what is missing is they still need to fix the defense line. And I think that they need also a better replacement for Sergio Busquets. There's a player in the team that will do that. I don't think Frankie de Jong is a guy, but it's just good for being a squad player. But they need a replacement for Sergio Busquets. They need a replacement for Shakira's husband. What's his name? Gerard Piqué. And then the front two. Okay, so Ferran Torres will be there for a very long time, but then they need replacement for Aubameyang, who's not going to do more than 2 seasons for them. Adama Traore is not a Barcelona kind of player, no matter what anybody says to me. It's sad to see that the one time that Ousmane Dembele is fit and ready, unfortunately, his contract is out. He's asking for what Barcelona don't think they can pay for him, and they feel like it's not justified owing to the fact that he's been in the club for so long and he's not really giving them enough. He should take whatever they are offering him, and that's not my business anyway, because it's contractual negotiations. Everybody has the right to negotiate. But I thought that if he was going to stay fit, they should have kept Dembele. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Precious Emenike 001. He said, bros, do you think Chelsea can make top 4? Yes, I think they would. I think they would, because teams like Manchester United are not doing themselves well. Spurs are in a form that makes Arsenal's hope feel threatened. But I still think that Chelsea will make top 4. Yeah, Chelsea would make top 4. I don't think that they will go on the meltdown, but it's possible. It's football. It's possible. On the 15th of January, on the 9th of January this year, Manchester City was 15 points ahead of Liverpool. Today is 1 point difference. It's possible to happen, but I don't think Chelsea would have this type of a meltdown where they will melt down from now and lose like maybe the remaining 5, 6, or 7 or 8 games. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think that they've got more than enough in them to be able to wither the storm, set themselves right. What will not happen, I don't think they will come back from the Real Madrid 3-1. But then if there's any team in the world who have the capacity, the ability to come back, it is Chelsea. But unfortunately, not this squad. The squad that used to do that is all gone, and I don't think that this squad even know anything about that squad. Okay, Dre Cruz, he said for a week, I'm able to join the live show. You make me laugh when you talk about Amokashi and how Osimhen needs to become in the game, which is the truth. Okay, Dre Cruz, say silence is acceptance, but not golden. You are too much. Silence is acceptance. If they accuse you, why do you think in the court they always say people should come and give their side? You have to give your side. You have to do, even if a lawyer is just, they say, do you have a reporter? Do you have? Yeah, you have to. You have to stand up for yourself. That, funny enough, that's actually how God created the world. That's why I put 2 sides. Everything have 2 sides. There's morning, there's night. There's day, there's night. Sorry, there is sun, there's moon. Everything have 2 sides. There's the sky, there's the air. Everything have 2 sides. You can't wake up and somebody slap you and say, all those say, I'm one of those people who believe that some of these things, people who wants to do control, just slot in these parables to they slap you on one cheek, turn the other cheek. And my man will come from grave, say, stab me to death because she don't know, say, not me, she born me. Maybe she just could kill me, man, another day the word. How somebody will slap? How does it even sound? How does it even sound? They slap you on this cheek, turn the other cheek. How does it sound? They slap you on one cheek, you should turn the other cheek. Please. Let's not even go there. Anointing oil player. Here we go again. Bros, you are making me laugh. But anointing, you know they say Adama Traore. Now I know poor anointing oil for body. Because he don't believe say everything is power. He don't believe that he can just pass the ball and move and just go. He believes that people must hold him, and to stop people from holding him, he has to pour anointing oil so that he'll be slippery. And boy, a lubricant to the fire. A lubricant they use. Because like a cucumber must be very big. So anytime I want to penetrate, you must use lubricant. Adama Traore. Maxwell de Jong, he said, if Manchester City wins the Champions League, can Kevin De Bruyne win Ballon d'Or? So for Kevin De Bruyne to win Ballon d'Or, to make it easy for him is he needs to put up excellent performance from now till the finals of the Champions League and play a vital role in them winning it. Because the question you ask there is very, very technical. So let's say, for instance, hypothetically, he gets injured now and Man City goes ahead to win it. And if I told you, yes, he can win it, it will make me look stupid. So he needs to, because the award is based on performance. He needs to put up virtuoso performance, excellent performance game by game. Like he needs to be the player who takes the game by the scruff of his neck and turn them around. And there are big games coming in front of him. They might meet Liverpool in the Champions League if they keep progressing. They are going to meet Liverpool by this week. If he is the one who wins the game for Man City at the Etihad, maybe set up the goal or score the goal, put up that kind of performance that makes it impossible for Liverpool to play. And then it goes on, maybe they meet Liverpool again in Champions League, because I think that Benfica cannot change that scoreline. It's possible, but I don't think Benfica will change it because Liverpool is a very top side. Or probably they meet Real Madrid, and then with all this, Karim Benzema is the one who makes them unplayable, and then they get on the finals, and then he's the guy who scored the winning goal already in the finals. Those kind of things that Zidane knows how to do. Zidane is the guy who he might not perform it all through the competition. When he reach final, Zidane, the one way they will score, he will headbutt somebody. That's Zidane for you. He makes a mark in the finals. Okay, so if he does that, Ballon d'Or is on the table for him. But if he doesn't do that, they might still win everything, win the league, win the UEFA Champions League, go ahead and win any other competition and still not get it. So it's a two-way traffic. But right now, it doesn't look like he's a candidate. Right now, it doesn't look like he's a candidate. Nobody's pointing to his direction. Ballon d'Or right now have Karim Benzema on it. It's just remaining for them to put Zima if Real Madrid goes on to win this, okay? Because even Lewandowski is not really, it's not living on. It's not a living thing right now. Lewandowski is not a living thing right now. So you can't even you can't look at Lewandowski and so he's going to win it. So it has Karim Benz. Just use somebody pants, stay by Benz. So they just put the Zima on it and everybody's fine. Boss, I think this is the World Cup year. The World Cup best player might come from there. No, I don't think that the World Cup is part of the Ballon d'Or anymore. They've changed the idea. The World Cup is not part of it anymore. So the World Cup will do their own thing and everybody do their own thing as well. If it is the World Cup, I don't think Belgium would have the kind of success they have last. I'm not God, but I don't think they would. Somebody have got a message for us on WhatsApp. And Divine Toke say, good morning, boss. Victor Kweba was wrong. Okay, there may just be 0.1% of strikers that can control those balls and still score. For heaven's sake, he was crowded. Let's allow Osimhen break. Better still get creative players for him to work with. I agree with you on that one. I think the legends are really the ones killing our football instead of repairing the structure of our football. Don't mind them. I don't even take them serious anymore because they put themselves in a place where I don't think anything they say is serious. Oluwasegun Peter Omotosho, you say, what are your thoughts on Liverpool versus City this weekend? Oh boy, I'm not be taught this, so I'm not get taught to that matter critical, that matter critical. Momentum is on the side of Liverpool. Liverpool's got momentum going for them, and momentum is a very dangerous. It's a very, very dangerous thing. It's a very, very dangerous asset. It's like a bomb. It's like a grenade. It can kill your opponent, but it can also kill you. Okay, so it depends on when you remove the pin and how you throw it, how far you throw it, and when you're throwing it, be sure that it doesn't hit something and come back to explode exactly where you are. So it's a careful thing. Liverpool, if this match was going to be played at Anfield, I was like, Liverpool will win it straight up. Okay, Liverpool now have found a way to win everywhere. But if you look at the Liverpool, they're doing something that defines champion. Liverpool are winning even when they're not playing well. Liverpool also have found they've been able to regurgitate. They've been able to vomit form where people think that they will choke. Okay, and when Sadio Mane and Mo Salah are cooling down and not doing well, the other guys have been able to store up. That Luis Diaz that they signed is a great player. The other Portuguese boy that they got from Wolves also doing very well. Roberto Firmino know how to come into this kind of game. You saw what he did to Arsenal, destroyed Arsenal completely. Knows how to come into this kind of games and also become a menace to the opposition. I just think that if City play the way they are playing, because City also are not playing very well. City can't find goals anymore. The fluidity of their game, they seem to be playing like they're jaded, like they're tired. I don't know if they're saving the best for the last, but since January up until now, Liverpool have been, at least scaling 2 goals per game, 2 goals per game. Man City are struggling. Sometimes they score 2, but you could see that they are struggling. If a team gets a little bit organized and structured and sit properly, those pocket of spaces that they normally know how to exploit, they don't get it anymore. Mahrez and Raheem Sterling are not coming to the party like before. And then also, I think that Pep Guardiola is making some selection. I don't want to call it mistake. I hardly say that about coaches. I don't want to call it mistake, but I think it's just pleasing Jack Grealish for nothing. I think that Jack Grealish does not have any business playing for Man City for the rest of the season because every time he plays, I just think that he and Kyle Walker are the weakest link of the team. So if you get Sterling firing on this side and Mahrez firing on this side, it'll be good. But then the disadvantage of having those 2 people firing on those wings is that they don't track back like the other players who track back. So you can't play Liverpool and not track back. But then why you need them is it will keep Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold at bay, because knowing that these 2 guys can cause damage, can cause havoc, can cause you problem, would be enough reason to give them Costa to stay back. And if they stay back and not go forward as they normally would love to do, then it will be easy, because in the middle of the park, I think that Man City have enough players, if Pep Guardiola make the right selection, to be able to contain all of those magic that Liverpool bring. But momentum is on the side of Liverpool. You cannot take that away from them. Jurgen Klopp is a coach that matches Pep Guardiola any day, anytime. So it's not one of those who would come down and do it before a guy. He will not bow down and worship, okay? He will not fall under the anointing of Pep Guardiola. So all of those things put together means that the game is delicately poised. I'm not comfortable predicting it. I think that Man City would prove their mantle in this game. But Liverpool, this is not the old Liverpool. You can't push them aside. Yomotayo 1407, he said, I believe Osimhen need to change how he approaches things, especially his attitude on and off the pitch. Okay, Saviki, City is just grinding result now. Jack Grealish work rate is below City level. I agree with you on that one. One of the things that you all Nigerians should know is, you know that we are beginning to gradually form the habit of any Nigerian player that is bold, that have boldness, that have attitude. We want to bend them, want to break them. Imagine if Zlatan Ibrahimovic was in Nigeria. Imagine if Cristiano Ronaldo was in Nigeria from way back. We would have destroyed him by forcing him to conform. What we are asking for is for Victor Osimhen to be a conformist. The thing that you guys are doing, and I understand this thing very well. You blame Eguavoen. Eguavoen has now resigned. Nigerians are still not satisfied. They are looking for another scapegoat. The way they use Maduka Okoye as the scapegoat for the African Cup of Nations exit, because that's Nigeria for you. Nigeria is a country that thrives in blaming people. So they've not really found a way to blame Osimhen. Victor Weber almost lit the flame, but because Osimhen fired back, everybody is now holding back. But now the whole idea is to now bring it from the form of respect. There is nothing Osimhen is doing on the field that is bad. There is absolutely nothing. We can't be scapegoating people all the time. This old nature of everybody should keep quiet, everybody should shut up, it's in the old generation. Victor Osimhen does not belong to that generation. And if he doesn't see life like that, I am sorry. Okay, when I was growing up, if a stranger is in the house, you can't come in and open your mouth and talk. You don't do that with my kids. My kids ask questions. So if somebody comes to the house, for instance, and I say hello to Uncle so and so, my daughter will ask you, how is it our uncle? Is he your brother or mommy's brother? If you say auntie so and so, you have to explain to them. In my day, that would already land you for slap, straight up, to shut you up. And then after the visitor had gone, they will beat you again. That's how the whole idea of calling pastors daddy came about. But you can't tell my children how to call pastor daddy. They will not. He says, is it my daddy? How are we calling him daddy? You understand? If I was going to church now, and maybe a pastor come to the house and say, come and meet daddy. No, first of all, mentally, you would have confused the children. Oh, so you're not my father, so this is my dad. You understand? But when we're growing up, it was accepted, it was the norm. So Nigerians, many Nigerians cannot come down from that position of being slave and servant to having people, having suffered. So let me give you a very good example. When I said I wanted to when I left Brilliant in 2017, I said, oh, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I want to go set up my own outfit. Somebody who's been in the industry for like 30-something years told me, Edafe, now pride to do you so. For good, may you go work. Oh, you still need more experience. I said, for 13 years, I've worked 13 years. I never get experience. How many years? To serve Nigerian Army at 35 years, you retire. If I work 13 years, I never get experience. When I'm going to get the experience to be on my own, right? And he said, if you look at me, I've been in the industry for 35 years. I'm still learning every day. I said, yes, if I start my own too, I will learn. And he told me that, oh, look, if you consider how much is involved in setting up a radio, you're not going to really talk like this. This thing you're talking is childishness. Well, the last time I checked, I now have a radio station, I have an online TV, and it's making a very big presence. My point here is, that person who was saying it is not wrong. That's what his generation believes. Me, I'm caught between that generation and seeing this generation and believing that, look, I'm 40. As at that time, I was going to be 40 in December. When am I going to be able to stand on my own if I can't do it now? But you see the difference. And that guy went on to start telling people that he's arrogant, he's full of himself, pride, is worrying. He was telling everybody, WhatsApp group, friends, people were coming back, why do you offend this bros? Why did you talk like this about you? I didn't bother. Because I didn't want to look at him. But when I saw him, I told him, I said, why are you bothered about? I'm not coming to beg you money. I'm not coming to ask you money. So, what's up? Man of Eworila, he said, Roy K criticized Maguire every day. Osimhen was way out of line. Maguire, they play anyhow. Maguire plays anyhow. And Roy K criticism is not good. What's it called? When Ronnie just criticized, he didn't even criticize Cristiano Ronaldo. You see the backlash. The truth is, everybody will not respond the same way. And I am very sure you remember at the beginning of this Maguire criticism, he now scored a goal and he put his hand in his mouth. And everybody said he shouldn't have done that. So don't tell me that Victor Osimhen, I can't agree with you. It's not way out of line. It is not. Defend yourself, especially when you know you've not done wrong. He made a bicycle kick. Since when do you know that when we criticize these players like this, we would the same also that say our players are too predictable. They are not inventive. They are not this, they are not that. A player is trying to be inventive to improve his game. And now you say you criticize him for that. You criticize people for doing bad. You can't criticize somebody for doing right. It is wrong. Okay? You can't criticize. You agree with the Ronaldo, but you disagree with the Victor Osimhen. You see, this slave mentality. This is the thing I'm talking about. The average black man is a slave to Oyibo people. The way Oyibo people think, you agree with Cristiano Ronaldo, but you don't agree with Victor Osimhen. Is that not a slave in you showing? I rest my case on this conversation. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Last one, Wale Musa said, do you think stand-up comedians should censor their jokes, especially considering what happened between Chris Rock and Will Smith? So the word is evolving, right? Go back and watch that tape again. Just go back and watch that tape again. Chris Rock made a normal comedy, a joke that even Will Smith had made about somebody's band. Okay? And if you go back again to that opening, you will notice that Will Smith was laughing. My question to Will Smith is, what was funny? And at what point did it trigger you? But that's looking at it from a very myopic mirror, looking at it from one side. If you go back, go to YouTube and take your time. I'm a content creator, so most time as an analyst, you have to look at all sides. If you go back last year, Will Smith put out a video, a true story video of himself losing weight after doing the movie for which he won that award, and he gained weight. He became 220 pounds and all that, which is 110 kg, and he needed to lose weight. Just type best shape Will Smith, best shape of me. Type it. Watch episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. You would understand the demons in his head. There are so many things going on in his head. And remember, Will Smith, from the time he had that, the wife talked about that entanglement thing, Will Smith have been dealing with a whole lot of issues. So I'm not going to use Will Smith alone, isolated case, to say comedians should censor themselves. But I'm one of those persons who actually believe that comedians are actually overreaching sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. They are overreaching, okay, overstretching their jokes. But hey, that's why it's a joke. The joke is on you if you don't understand it. But, everything in life is funny when it's not happening to you. So would Chris Rock be able to sit down and take it? I don't know. Would the comedians be able to sit down and take it? I don't know. Something happened some time ago, and on Basket Mat's comedy night, somebody was doing a first joke on Bojoy was doing a first joke on Nigerian football. And I felt, first off, it was giving wrong information. And I went on Instagram and I said, this thing you're saying is a lie. And Basketball blocked me. And I said, okay, good. It is okay for you guys to joke about us, to tell lies about us, but it is not okay for us to correct your lies. So sometimes there are two sides to this conversation. But I don't know, censor is a very deep word. It's a very, very deep word. But I know that there are a lot of people who do clean jokes, whose jokes are very clean, and it doesn't involve taking the CC out of people, messing people up, destroying people's confidence, attacking people, making a personal attack. And if you remember that the last Oscars that Chris Rock was the host, the opening monologue when he talked about, Jada Pinkett boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's pant. I wasn't invited, blah, 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 blah. You'll notice that there's been personal attack for a while. And all of those things may have triggered it. And then Will Smith does come across to me like a man who is afraid of his wife, okay? Not like it's a bad thing. I'm not like calling him woman rapper, but it does look like, he was enjoying the joke, and then he turned his face and he looked at his wife, and his wife was not enjoying the joke, and then he got angry and he went to go and attack. I think he's not his own man, but he's been dealing with a whole lot. And the things that trigger people who are dealing with a whole lot is different from the regular everyday people. So should comedians censor their jokes? I think they should tone down. They should write jokes that makes people laugh without really making a fool of people. But then if you want to do a joke, because Bobby does that a lot. But if you notice, Bobby does his joke. I think Bobby is like Nigeria's most intelligent comedian. Bobby does his joke against people who are his friends. And in my head, when he does the Ike Imokwade's joke, the Genovia joke, the Tony Lumelu joke, in my head, I'm thinking when he writes this joke, he tells them that I'm going to do a joke about you. You're going to be in the audience, right? I'm going to do a joke about you. And they hash it out before it is done, because it's fun. It's not really dirty, dehumanizing, and making you look bad. But hey, I don't know it all on this one. I can't say yes, and I also can't say no. I grew up in Warri. You can hardly insult me, and it will hurt me. But one thing I know for sure is if you insult me, I will insult you back. Because that's how we grow up. We grow up doing wording. Your mama mess, bungalow make tibati. You do this one, you do that. That's how we grow up. But I know that if you say it in some place like Lagos or some areas, people will feel offended. So where I'm coming from, because they say man is a product of the environment, where I'm coming from might have influenced my kind of joke. But then, you know how bourgeois sense of people, when people begin to make money, begin to become famous, they lose a sense of where they're coming from, the ghetto, the hood, and they want to be like some people. And that's a very dangerous place to be in life, where you begin to think that, now that I have money, I shouldn't be accepting some things. I used to tell my wife that when we become really super rich, I still want to be able to go eat amala where I normally eat amala. I still want to go out, with the boys. I still want to go to places. I still want to be able to wear nika and walk around in the estate and not feel like, this person. I don't want to have that feeling. But you never can tell until you have that much money. And no, I don't want to have bodyguards. I don't want to have a driver. But you never can tell until you have that much money. So censor or no censor, let's have jokes that makes us laugh. Because I'm a diehard fan of comedy. I can't agree with you that they should censor comedy, because my inspiration, a lot of, like 45% of my inspiration for the things that I do come from comedy. So I'm going to struggle to be able to agree with you on that one. Okay. Peter, I said, I trust especially your daughter. She's the one that always asks the questions. And when she's comfortable with you, forget it, because the conversation is not ending. I love their company. Yeah, thank you very much for that. And I still don't understand why I can't get your show keep rotating, not coming out for me to play. So on that note, I'm going to sign up and sign out and leave the studio. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me on this Friday edition. Love your movie pick. Those guys who sent in their movie pick, it was lovely. Beyond the Suits. Every of your movie they have seen. I love them, and the other guys as well on Facebook, and everyone else who's been part of the show today. God bless you guys. Ogunfire Maria said the same thought I had too, sir. was always looking out for her to blow up big. Okay, Adama supposed to be playing rugby. I even wonder why Barca bought him, because they took him alone, I think, because it does not look like the Barca type of player. When they needed somebody to force that wing, maybe. Adeniro Shehu Omotosho Arakpa said, "Good morning, Elegote. What can you say about Chelsea performance in the last 2 matches? Can we say it's a dip in form, or they are being affected by the ownership?" I don't think the ownership tussle have anything to do with Chelsea on the field. We're just people are just trying to make excuse where there is none. But I agree, it's a deep performance, a little sleep. Chelsea is a big club. Chelsea would always bounce back. They will get over this, and as long as they don't let it get into their head, the players, the coaches don't start feeling like helpless, they will get over it. But if they start feeling helpless and then the dressing room implode, become a problem, they might fall off the top 4. But I don't think they will fall off the top 4. I think they would have a good run to end the season and just finally make that top 4. But then one thing that Chelsea fans should not expect is the success of Roman Abramovich is not hereditary. It cannot be transferred to new owners. When the new owners come, you will see a different Chelsea. Chelsea might just become the next Everton or something else, or way better, the next Manchester City. But I know that football success is not really hereditary from one owner to the other. Well, that's where I draw the curtain on the show today. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, your experiences with me. I mean, let's do Friday like this. Friday, let's not just talk football. Let's do Friday like this. I think today is very great fun. That's why I could even stretch over 10 o'clock and I'm still here talking. God bless you. My name is Ida Fimachi. You love to come in and look at one spot. It's been a sports buffet on Elegote TV Radio.